Hello, happy Friday. It's Friday, June the 26th, I believe. It's been another wonderful Friday. I'm very grateful for a lot of things that's going on. I have worked all day. However, I've also gone and got a pedicure at the same time. And it's been a very satisfying week, actually. I have noticed something recently in a rule that's been explained to several different ways. And to me, I don't think it's fair, but let me go through it with you. Maybe we'll figure it out as I talk through it. These are not any real thing. I've just thrown tiles on here to explain something. So it all started with a misnamed tile, and at a weekly open play that I go to in my neighborhood next door. Poor lady, she's just so not broke up over it, but she just wants to understand it completely. She feels bad that she misnamed a tile or claimed, I don't know, it was at another table, but the Facebook group has been rife with screenshots of the rule books or videos from creators who explain it, blah, blah, blah. But let me explain it how I see to understand it. So, what I'm not understanding is, yeah, they're misnaming it when they discard it, but the person who calls to expose or to mahjong, I'm not seeing where it's spelled out that they heard they discarded a south wind, but they said north wind. They heard north wind, called it, put it up on their exposure table with their other tiles, and then because they claimed a misnamed tile, their hand is dead. And the person who misnamed it, there's no penalty. Now, what I'm not understanding is are we talking about, what I'm wondering is, this person needs a south wind to complete her thing. They discarded a south wind but said north wind. She saw it, knew it was a south and what she needed. She called it. Is that making her hand dead? Even though it's the right tile for the right exposure, because the misnamer said it wrong, her hand is punished. She's dead. So let me go through it again, just to see there's another option to it. So if this person discards a south wind and says north wind, well, she needs a north wind to make mahjong. So if she hears north wind, calls mahjong, and oh wait, no, that's not a north wind, that's a south wind. Well, that makes this person punished. This person has to pay 4 times the amount of the hand that this person's doing, has to pay 4 times the amount. Nobody else does. Nobody's won, nobody's lost, but this person's punished by paying 4 times. For example, the hand might be 25 cents. So if this person discards and calls it the wrong thing, whether they need it or not, and it's for mahjong, the discarder or the misnamer is punished by paying 4 times. However, if it's just something this person needs and they grab it for an exposure on the exposure table, I want to know, is it wrong whether it's the right tile or not? Whether they said it wrong, or whether it's like, perhaps it was a north wind, but they called it south wind. Where's my north wind? Let's say she needs a south wind. I only have a north wind to discard, so I put it out and I say south wind. Well, she hears south wind and she calls it. Oh, wait, that's not a south wind, that's a north wind. I understand that. But what if they discarded what they actually needed but called it wrong? It's a south wind, but they said north wind. Why is she punished by claiming the exact tile she needed, even though they called it the wrong name? what I am thinking is, if that is left that way to where she is punished, even though she claimed the correct tile, I don't like it that she's punished when possibly, let's put it in rewind, let's reverse it. What if I'm a real jerk and I see they're doing a Winds and Dragons hand? I don't know if this is going to make her mahjong or not. I don't know. But perhaps, because I'm very close to winning too, allegedly, what if I use a strategy and intentionally misname this? I could intentionally do it to make her hand dead. Doesn't that leave that open for that? So I know she's exposing Winds. I'm thinking, you know what? She might need this. And if she calls it, she'll be dead, and that'll up my chances to win this game. So to trap her, so to speak, I'm like, hey, North Wind. And she claims it. And even though it's the right tile, because I called it wrong, she's now dead. Couldn't that be a strategy? Because I have no punishment. I keep on playing. She's dead. She doesn't keep on playing. So I don't like that. I don't like that. And again, I read the rule over and over and over. And it says, if a discarded tile is misnamed and another player calls it for an exposure, the other player is dead, the misnamer has no punishment or penalty. However, if the person discarding a tile misnames it and the other person claims it for mahjong, then you are punished. But I think it should be both ways. There is another option where I discard it and I misname it, but I immediately rename it correctly. Everything's copacetic, everything's fine, you move on. So please let me know what you think of this rule. Am I reading it correctly? My thing is it's not said anywhere. Nowhere does it say a discarded tile that was needed, the exact tile that was needed for an exposure, was discarded and misnamed. The other person claimed it for an exposure, and it's the right tile, but because it was misnamed, her hand is now dead. Am I reading that correctly? What's not being said is it's the tile needed. It's just saying it's misnamed. It's not saying if it's misnamed, a north wind's discarded and they say south wind, well, that's what she needs. I understand that because, you can tell automatically one thing is not like the other. Anywho, that's what's going through my pea brain on this Saturday. I'm sorry, my apologies. This Friday afternoon using my puppy dog tiles. And let me tell you, when I want to do a quick little solo mahjong game by myself and just not drag out all my stuff, just throw my tiles up, this is where you really realize how much you enjoy playing on a mat. Little side note there. Please comment and let me know if I have this right or wrong. Tell me what you think of my theory of it being used as a strategy, a really jerkwad move of a strategy. Let me think. You know what? She's doing all these tiles. This is the only one I have to discard. I'm going to discard it and intentionally misname it because I know she needs it. She's going to claim it and she'll be dead. Tell me what you think of that. Am I off the mark on that? And I am okay with being wrong. If I'm wrong, please tell me. Otherwise, have a wonderful Friday.